What if I told you an empire born from the dreams of a nomadic chieftain would one day stretch its arms across 3 continents? Imagine for a moment a power that held the keys to the world's most vital crossroads for 600 years. It was a force that shaped the destiny of Europe. It was a force that shaped the destiny of Asia. It was a force that shaped the destiny of Africa. This was the Ottoman Empire. Its story is not just a chapter in a history book. It is honestly a saga of human ambition, breathtaking discovery, and inevitable change. Its legacy is written in the stars. We navigate the foods we eat and even the borders of nations that exist today. The echoes of its triumphs and its fall still resonate in our modern world, a testament to its immense and enduring influence. This empire was, you could say, a universe unto itself. It was a kaleidoscope of cultures. Our story begins not with a grand army, but with a dream. In his sleep, he saw a moon rising from the chest of a holy man and setting in his own. From his navel, a great tree grew. Its branches spread out to shade the entire world, covering mountains and rivers that flowed from their bases. This was no ordinary dream. It was interpreted as a divine prophecy. It signaled Osman and his descendants' destiny to build a world-spanning empire. This story became the founding myth, the spark for generations. From this dream, a state was born. Osman's small principality, or Beylik, sat in northwest Anatolia on the frontiers of the declining Byzantine Empire. This was a land of opportunity. It drew warriors, scholars, mystics attracted to Gaza or holy war. Osman and his son Orhan were pragmatic leaders. They didn't just conquer, they built. They established fair administration, minted their first coins, created the Janissaries. Loyal only to the Sultan, they became his elite force for expansion. For centuries, it had stood as the bastion of Christendom. Constantinople, it was more than a city. It was an idea, the heir to Rome, the heart of the Byzantine Empire, protected by legendary walls. To the Ottomans, it was the red apple, the ultimate prize. To conquer it was to fulfill a prophecy and declare themselves successors to the Roman Caesars. In the spring of 1453, a young sultan, 21 years old, set his sights on the city. His name was Mehmed II, Mehmed the Conqueror. He was determined to succeed where all others had failed. The siege was a clash of old and new. The Byzantines relied on massive walls and the chain across the Golden Horn. Mehmed brought the future of warfare. He commissioned a Hungarian engineer, Orban, to build enormous cannons. Bronze behemoths hurled massive stone balls that could shatter fortifications. He bypassed the harbor chain not by breaking it, but by going around it. He ordered his men to drag ships overland on greased logs into the Golden Horn. The audacious move stunned the defenders. On May 29, 1453, after a 53-day siege, the final assault began. The sound of cannons, drums, and the war cries of thousands filled the air. The walls were breached. Emperor Constantine V died fighting in the streets, a tragic hero. Mehmed rode into the city as its new master. He went to Hagia Sophia and ordered it converted into a mosque. The act signaled a new age. The Byzantine Empire was no more. After the conquest came the Golden Age. This era is defined by one man above all others. In the West, they called him Suleiman the Magnificent. To his own people, the Lawgiver, Kanuni, see a Lawgiver, Kanuni. He ascended in 1520, and his 46-year reign marked the zenith of Ottoman power, wealth, and prestige. A Renaissance prince in every sense, a brilliant strategist, a gifted poet, a just ruler, and a grand patron of the arts. Under him, the empire reached to Vienna, Persia, Russia, and North Africa. He led his armies in person on 2 fronts, Belgrade, Rhodes. In 1526, he crushed Hungary at Mohacs in 2 hours. The road to Central Europe opened. Vienna was besieged. Though the siege failed, the shock was immense. In the east, he captured Baghdad and secured Mesopotamia. At sea, Barbarossa led a navy that ruled the Mediterranean, but his greatest legacy was law. He unified judgments into a comprehensive qanun, criminal law, land, taxation, harmonizing sultanic law with Sharia to govern a vast, diverse realm. It became the bedrock of stability and prosperity. Confidence surged, cities rose under monumental projects, military might, stable governance, prosperity, and brilliance. A true powerhouse. The power of an empire is measured not only in lands, but in the beauty it creates and the knowledge it fosters. The imperial court became a magnet for talent. One towering figure, Mimar Sinan, a genius to rival Michelangelo. Serving 3 sultans, he reshaped the empire with hundreds of works. Selimia's dome surpassed Hagia Sophia. Suleimania was a city within a city, learning, healing, memory, engineered to evoke heavenly space and serenity. Artisans perfected Iznik tiles, brilliant blues, greens, and reds, but turning sacred spaces into jeweled light calligraphy, the highest art. Adorned buildings and books, miniature painting captured court, history, epic tales. They preserved and built on Greek, Persian, and Arabic, then thought. Taqi al-Din's observatory ranked among the world's most advanced. Cartographers like Piri Reis drew astonishingly accurate worlds. This flourishing was the empire's soul, a civilization at the peak of confidence and creativity. Even at the height of its glory, the seeds of decline were sown. Empires like stars contain their own collapse. After Suleiman's death in 1566, decay began, slow, subtle. A succession of less capable rulers followed. Warrior sultans gave way to palace seclusion. Governance drifted to viziers and factions. Intrigue took root. Fratricide once put ruthless, capable men on the throne. Seniority replaced it, yielding inexperienced rulers. Princes were confined in the cafes, or a cage of inexperience. Janissaries grew powerful, meddling in politics, resisting reform. Meanwhile, Europe professionalized and leapt ahead. The gap widened. New sea routes bled overland trade. American silver unleashed inflation. Finances wobbled. Weak leadership, political decay, military stagnation, economic disruption. Unseen cracks undermined the foundation laid by Mehmed and Suleiman. By the 19th century, the empire was in profound crisis. The sick man of Europe, industrialization, nationalism, imperialism reshaped the world. Threats pressed from all sides. Greeks, Serbs, Bulgarians rose in the Balkans. Russia sought the Black Sea Straits. Center weakened. Provinces defied orders, withheld taxes. Agriculture and crafts faltered against European mass production. Wars and debt pushed the state to the brink. The Eastern question haunted European diplomacy. Reformers launched the Tanzimat, a reorganization to save the state. They built secular schools, reorganized the army, reformed taxes and laws, costly, contested, seen by some as a betrayal of tradition. Ottomanism couldn't stem ethnic nationalism. Modernize to survive. Yet modernization fueled fragmentation. The sick man took strong medicine. The prognosis stayed grim. Time was running out. The final chapter was forged in the early 20th century. In 1908, the Young Turks forced Abdülhamid II to restore the 1876 Constitution. For a moment, euphoria, liberty, equality, fraternity, but their vision collided with Albanian, Arab, and Armenian nationalisms. Territories hemorrhaged away. In 1912-13, the empire lost nearly all of Europe, a humiliating defeat and refugee crisis. In 1914, the empire wagered everything with Germany. The Young Turk leadership gambled to regain lands and break Western dominance. Gallipoli, Mesopotamia, the Caucasus resources collapsed under strain. Defeat and occupation followed. Amid the chaos came the Armenian genocide, mass deportations and killings on a horrific scale. The Arab Revolt fractured the Southern Front. By 1918, the Sultan was a mere puppet. The empire shrank to Anatolia, the unraveling complete. The dream of Osman after 6 centuries came to an end, and yet endings echo. The Ottoman Empire may be gone, but it is not silent. Its ghost lingers. Its echoes shape the 21st century in ways we miss. Look at today's borders: Syria, Iraq, Jordan, Lebanon. Conflicts, tensions, and politics continue the Eastern question's legacy. The past is the fabric of the present. It's in the coffee we drink, in the tulips of our gardens, in music, in kebabs and baklava, in designs architects still chase, a bridge of ideas and traditions both ways, lessons of diversity and governance, and the millet's pragmatic pluralism. Its breakdown and the rise of exclusivism still warn us today. From a warrior's dream to a global superpower ambition, innovation, splendor, decline, conflict, collapse, and echoes that endure.